Welcome back to the Edge podcast, where we develop leaders who are intentional, who are uncountable, and are constantly improving. I'm Chris, and today we're diving into one of the biggest silent killers of performance, culture, and morale in any organization, which is poor communication. Now, we all talk about leadership, we talk about strategies, lean, KPIs, vision, values, but if your communication is off, everything else crumbles. Today, I'm breaking down the real cost of poor communication, not the fluffy stuff, not textbook theory, but real world leadership impact. Productivity, morale, turnover, customer relations, and financial loss. Because if you can master communication, you can transform your team, transform your culture, and the results our organizations produce better. Now, let's call it out honestly. Communication is either your superpower or your downfall. There's no in between. When communication breaks down, your team doesn't just become confused, but they can become slower. They can become less motivated, less connected with you as an organization, less invested in your organization. And here's the real truth: poor communication costs money, serious money. According to the Holmes report in the United States of America, poor communication costs companies on an average of £62.4 million, dollars per year, lost productivity. Think about that. Not a lack of skill, not a lack of resources, not a lack of talent, poor communication. People think poor communication is shouting or ignoring emails. It's much more subtle than that. Poor communication shows up as unclear instructions or ambiguous expectations or mixed messaging. Leaders who don't listen, feedback that never arrives. Team members maybe are scared to speak up. Information may be arriving too late for them to make decisions. Information maybe not arriving at all. It's the grey area that creates them big red flags in an organization. I've seen brilliant people underperform because they didn't know what good looked like. And I've also seen average performers become elite simply because someone communicated clearly with them. When communication is poor, productivity plummets. People waste time, they're second guessing, they redo work, they chase answers, they make assumptions, and assumptions are where mistakes live. I've seen entire mornings lost because one instruction wasn't clear. I've also seen a full week wasted because two departments interpreted a sentence in an email differently from each other and never spoke. Good communication saves hours. Great communication will save you thousands of hours. This one hits leaders the hardest, however, and most, they'll never admit it. When communication is poor, morale drops. Why? Because people feel unheard, they feel undervalued, they feel out of the loop, they may feel unimportant. They also could feel confused or unsupported. And when people feel ignored, I know what I do, I switch off. And once you switch off, you lose creativity, you lose discretionary effort, you lose engagement. And a disengaged employee is 3 times more likely to leave your organization. And even if they stay, they stop giving their best. Do you want that? When people leave a company, they rarely leave the job. They leave bad leadership. According to studies in the United Kingdom, replacing a single employee costs half to 2 times their annual salary. Imagine losing 5 good people this year because your leaders didn't communicate well. That's not a soft leadership issue, people. That could be a financial disaster. If communication is poor internally in your organization, it will be poor externally. And customers will feel that instantly. They'll see missed deadlines, they'll see conflicting information, broken promises, misaligned expectations, potential quality issues. Poor communication internally becomes poor reputation externally. So here's the good news. Communication isn't a talent. It's what I believe is a discipline. And here are 6 key actions you can take today for absolutely free, and you're most welcome for them. 1, be clear and concise. Say what you mean. Remove the jargon. Give expectations, timelines, and definitions of what success looks like. 2, encourage feedback. Ask questions. Invite challenges. Open the door. 3, practice active listening. Phones down, eyes up. Listen to understand, don't listen to reply. 4, hold regular check-ins. Weekly catch-ups, clear agendas, real conversations. 5, standardize your communication channels. If you use Teams, WhatsApp, email, learning management systems, choose a platform and then stick to it. And 6, lastly, train yourself and your team. Communication is a skill. Treat it like one. So that's it for this week's episode on the Age podcast. Poor communication doesn't happen because leaders don't care, people. It happens because leaders get busy. They get overwhelmed and assume people understand. But communication shouldn't be assumed at all. It should be intentional. If you want to transform your culture, your team, and your leadership, start with how to communicate. Thank you for listening to this short podcast, The Age Podcast. If today's episode hit home, share it with somebody who needs it. And as always, keep leading, keep learning, and keep your age. Thank you.